Going on, family? You are listening to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. We're your nightcap of comedy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Brand new week, brand new shows. I am your host, Ken Miller. I am in the big chair. I am joined in virtual studios with my dog, Patricio AKA Rocky, and
Thank
the
you, thank
best
you.
lawyer known, the best lawyer on this planet. He can practice law in 72 states. My man, Mr. Jeff Kaufman. Jeff, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, man. Miss you guys.
Yeah,
Week
man.
goes
Hey,
by fast.
it does, man. And the crazy thing is, guys, if you're listening, I know normally this is James' night, but James is out. His son had graduated from University of Florida. Mike
Florida
Hurley is
State.
out.
Florida
Mike
State.
Hurley, he is teaching a comedy class. And Miguel is apparently at work, but nobody knows what Miguel does for a living. So I'm always going to question that he's at work thing. But we do have a special guest in virtual studio with us. He will be at the Abbey May 4th, 8 p.m. in Orlando, Florida. This guy was on America's Got Talent. And when I tell you, I went to his website and I laughed. I couldn't stop laughing. The crippled threat of comedy. Y'all give it up for Ryan Niemiller. What's up, brother?
I think we should probably let people know that I have a disability so you don't just seem like a jerk.
I know, right? I was just
They don't
like,
care. They don't care.
My first instinct was to be like, who calls me that? What the hell?
hey,
That's news to me. What do you mean?
bro, I went to the website. I was like, crippled threat, and even the logo is like the Jurassic Park thing, but I'm assuming that's your hand.
That is
Yep,
my
bro.
hand, yes.
Oh
Man,
my goodness.
It's the one
that
shadow
is
puppet I
beautiful.
can do. So I want
That
to.
man, Ryan, I laughed my ass off. So, Ryan, this is how we do. Anytime we bring a comedian on, we always do. We are all comic book guys, so we love to do the origin story. So, how long have you been doing comedy? Where did you start, and how was your first set?
So I am about 15 and a half years in now. I started in 06. I started in Los Angeles, so I'm not from LA, but this sounds so stupid in hindsight. So I grew up in Indiana, which is where I'm from. I knew comedy happened in Indiana, but I thought to do comedy in places like Indiana, you had to first go to LA or New York to learn how to do it.
I didn't think Indiana hosted comedy, to be honest with you.
It's very. I guess it's comedy a little bit. It's usually the entertainment at clan meetings. That's usually when there's a little bit of comedy there. But like Indianapolis has a pretty good comedy scene.
Mike Epps is Naptown.
Yeah, he's from there originally, and I know that now. But when comedy is one of those weird businesses where like you don't know until you know. So, like, in hindsight, I sound like an idiot. Like, you literally moved across the country to do open mics, and I was like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not. So I started out there. I was there about 2 years before I went back to Indiana and kind of really learned how to do it out there. My first set actually went really well, which actually was probably detrimental to me in the long run. I had this, because I have a theater background, so I knew how to perform. So just through sheer will, I was kind of getting through these 5-minute sets unscathed. And I'm like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm very entertaining. So I didn't really like bomb until about a year in, and it destroyed me a lot more than if it would have happened day one. Because you get real cocky when until you get that first bomb in, you're like, oh, I'm a natural. I'm the next Eddie Murphy. At age 20, I'm just killing this. I'm right in there. No one's gonna stop me. And then it hits you pretty hard.
I've been bombing for the past 4 years, so I should be great by the 5th, right?
Exactly.
Right.
That's when you turn the corner.
That's the funny thing about me. My first show, the same thing. Like I brought 40 of my coworkers, and I like murder, and I'm like, I'm quitting my job. I'm done. Never. The guy hosted say, hey man, come back next week by yourself. And I came by myself, and yeah, that bomb let you know. That bomb let you know. If you guys heard that noise, somebody just came to Ryan's house and hit him upside the head with a bat.
No, that is all of my technology here is just breaking. It's just on me right now. So my little clamp that was holding my good mic, I think I have the exact same mic you do, actually, Ken.
Okay.
The arm for that. I apparently I'm not allowed to have arms that work in any facet whatsoever.
Yeah, that's the way we're going with this one.
You, sir, are going to hell for your own self. All right, you
Hell.
are going to hell.
Hey man, hey Ryan, you're my man. Let's talk about AGT. You were third. You was finished third.
Yes, third place.
Okay, and talk to us about how that experience was. 'Cause we know comedians that were on The Preacher, which is my comedy brother. He was on there.
Preacher's a good dude. Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
just got to meet him in person for the first time 2 weeks ago. I was doing I did a week at the Vegas show that he just finished up doing. So yeah, Preacher's great. He's a good dude.
Talk about AGT. How was it for you?
I mean, for me, it's hard to have complaints. I know depending on who you ask and how it ended up for them, some people will be like, "Oh, it was the worst thing I ever did. They're all jerks. I hate them all." For me, it was great. I went. It's one of the last credits I think in comedy where like overnight you become a name of some sort. You know, I'm not Gaffigan big. I'm not like it's not that big. But you go from I was headlining Moose Lodges and things like that. I was paying my bills with comedy, but I was one canceled weekend away from needing to ask my brother to borrow money. Like, that's kind of where I was at. And then 15 million people see you, and then it just blows up. It's such a wild experience. And for me, it couldn't have went any better because they sort of let me craft my own tale a little bit.
You have a tail too?
What's that?
You have a tail too?
I do have a tail too. It's where my other hand is, actually. It's very useful. Well, sometimes on that show, because I have the benefit, I talk for a living. I know how to present myself, and that a lot of the acts that go on that show, they might be a wonderful singer, but they just sing. That's their thing. They might have the voice of an angel, but they don't necessarily know how to like vamp and talk. I know how to do that. So like, they sometimes have to like push stories in a direction because some people just naturally aren't charismatic. They might be great at what they do, but they don't know how to tell their story. Yeah. And when I went out there, I was like, here's what we're doing. Do not make me Ryan the Wonder Cripple. I just want, let's just make this happen. And they let me run with it. I could not have been happier. They treated me fantastic.
What happens to your social media overnight? I mean, you have followers, you have this. I mean, does it just take off suddenly? You just realize, wait a minute, there's another 5,000 I didn't notice before.
Yeah. It was that's honestly the OS moment for me, because like they tape ahead of time. So my year, I don't know if the scheduling is different now. So like for that first audition and the judge cuts, they tape that in March and April, and the show doesn't even start airing until end of May, early June. So you have this weird limbo you're in where you have 2 months where your life's going to change, but you can't tell anybody because you have an NDA, and you can't really talk to anybody about what's going to happen. So I remember I was just doing my same open mics, doing my little shows, just doing whatever I was doing. The night that actually aired, that it was like a 7-minute bit, like the whole thing from start to finish with the video package and everything. The second it ended, I wish I would have got a video of it, just seeing the notification. I forgot to turn notifications off, so my computer and my phone was just for hours. It's wild. It's one of the last credits that's instant.
Nice. Hey, if you guys are listening right now, we have Ryan Niemiller on with us. He will be at the Abbey May 4th in Orlando, downtown Orlando, 8 p.m. Go to the Abbey and get your tickets. I was on your website, and I'm a club comic. I do mostly clubs, and I was noticing you have a lot more one-nighters than you do clubs. Is that on purpose, or you kind of got away from clubs? You just doing theaters and private gigs? What's up with that?
It's a little bit of everything. Part of it is right after AGT, everybody wants you, and the pandemic kind of kills a lot of momentum for all of us, So I'm still doing clubs, but I'm trying to kind of work things into, kind of working with routing a little bit better. And what I've gotten into, and I know this is, a lot of comics think this is the worst thing you can do. I started doing a lot of corporate and private gigs.
No, it's not. Them gigs pay money.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, for any comic, if you're a starting comic and you've got this like in your head that like corporates are that's garbage, it's like real comedy. I'm going to tell you guys, they're so happy you're there. Like they're pumped. You are the man that night. Like they treat you well.
The food, the hotel, they pick you up, they fly you out. The money's amazing. Yeah.
The amount of times that, like, in the first couple I did, when they're like, okay, do you want the filet mignon or do you want the, and I'm like, you realize you could just give me half a plate of cold chicken wings and I'd be happy. That's how we are as comics. Like, I was like, they don't know that you don't have to give steak. This is amazing. They treat you so well. And a lot of times too, because I've been doing a lot of events for like award shows for like disability job placement groups and stuff like that. And like, it means a lot to them that like this will sound silly, but like one of them made it. You know, it's hard in this business if you have a disability. People don't treat you like you're a real comic. So
I was just about to ask that. Like, do you have any feedback from colleagues or friends in your community who like you as an encouragement with your disability?
It was one of those things. So I'll be perfectly honest. When I first started comedy and I first started, you know, and when I got on AGT, that was always the goal. But it wasn't with the intention of being like, oh, I'm going to be the cripple that made it. I'm going to be, you know, like that's never how I was. Like, at the end of the day, I'm an attention whore who happens to have a disability. Like, that was sort of what it was for me. So I never thought of it in that context. Like, people with disabilities are often very prideful. You don't want to be seen as the disability. But I'm going to tell you, like, once I got on the show and I started having the run I did, the amount of like emails and DMs and comments and messages I would get from either people with disabilities or parents of people with disabilities, where they were like, hey, keep kicking ass. Like, that's amazing that like someone that looks like me is on that kind of stage. Like, you realize it's really important. You know, I used to always want to be like, no, don't never acknowledge it. You know, like I'll make jokes about it because it's who I am as a person, but like, you know, I'm a comic first. And at the end of the day, though, like, it means a lot to people.
Cool. Hey, so you got a we got 2 minutes left. You say you got a podcast. What's the name of your podcast?
Podcast is called The Cafeteria. So I do that podcast. It's me, Johnny LaQuasto, who actually is Orlando guy.
Yeah, that's my dude.
He's there too. Formerly of WWE. A lot of people know him as he was an announcer for there. And then our boy Brent Terhune, who most people know from his viral videos. He blew up over the pandemic. He is the Redbeard angry fake MAGA character. The angry redneck guy, who's like pro MAGA, but when he's like things he's actually saying are not. It's like a parody. he blew up, and he's an Indianapolis guy. So I when I lived there, I lived a mile away from him. So it's the three of us. We come together every week, and the kind of concept is, if you remember, like being like in high school, where maybe you don't have classes with your friends. So like lunch at the cafeteria table is the only time.
Yeah.
So you come up with all the dumb things you thought of that morning, like what's the biggest animal you think you could beat in a fight, and then you have
Like for us, it was we were either rapping or cracking on each other.
Exactly.
That was my table, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna get you up out of here. We got about a minute left, guys. Don't forget Ryan Niemiller. May 4th, the Abbey, Orlando, 8 p.m. Please go to the Abbey. Get your tickets, man. Go ahead and drop the social medias, brother.
Cripplethreat.com is the website. Cripplethreat8 on all the stuff, because there was 7 before me. But now
he said there was 7 before him, so
I have risen to power.
Ryan, brother, thank you so much for kicking it with Real Laughs tonight, brother. We appreciate it, man. If I'm free Wednesday, I will try to stop by. Anytime we have a guest, we always try to go support. But I've been out in these streets a lot lately, so my wife said you need to have your ass home. So
totally understand. My wife's already pre-mad. I'm going to be gone all next week, so I get it.
Are you actually leaving town Wednesday, or are you going to be here through Thursday?
So I'm doing a little run of Florida. So I'm in Gainesville the next night. Then I do Panama City and Destin.
Panama City and Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, good for you, bro. Good for you. Hey, that's Ryan Niemiller, man. Hey, you're listening to Real Lives. We're going to take a break, and we come back. We're going to talk about something that people love, but I cannot stand. Back, Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. We're your nightcap of comedy. We want to thank you guys so much for being fans of the show, man. People, we always joke about nobody listens, but we do get a lot of messages on Instagram. So please continue to message us and let us know how much you love the show. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and I also upload the videos on YouTube so you can see these beautiful ass faces. And if you missed the show, please go to iHeart, search Real Laughs, and download the podcast. I'm in virtual studio tonight with Patricio AKA Rocky and Mr. Jeff Kaufman, James is out, Mike is out, and Miguel is at work. Who at a job I don't believe he has. Just don't believe he has.
We can't talk about his job.
We can't talk about his job. He talked about his job. We got to kill him, not y'all.
Keep Miguel's job out of your mouth, Steve. All right.
Hey, man, I was on Facebook, and I'm in a group in my city, and I won't say what that group is because I don't want to give that group too much shine. But somebody was in the group going off about something that I'm not a huge fan of. I grew up 80s, 90s, and I believe the only thing should be delivered is pizza and Chinese food. That's how I feel. Pizza and Chinese food. I do not like Uber Eats and DoorDash. I just don't. This lady was in the group going off because the driver had her food. Apparently, either she didn't tip well or he was waiting for her to cancel so he can get free food. Because cancel, the food is there, whatever. And she had this back and forth with DoorDash. And I was just like, I don't get it. Like, people are DoorDashing McDonald's. I just don't understand that. Like, it's McDonald's, bro. Like, the meal is $9. So now you've paid $16 for it because you didn't want to get out the house to go get food. I don't like DoorDash and Uber Eats. Jeff, talk to me, bro.
I want to, but I keep watching this parade go by Patricio. I'm like, there's one dog, two dogs, one dude, one woman. And I mean, it's like this. For those who don't know, we're doing this through StreamYard, so we get to see what each other are doing. You know, now if Spider-Man came over and started choking me from the back, you know, you guys might say something, but Patricio, it's like dog. It's like these weird, you know, TikTok videos. How do I feel about DoorDash? It's real simple. It's for people who don't want to have to drive. Remember that line? You buy, you fly, I buy. Well, that's the motto of Uber Eats.
But it's McDonald's, Jeff. Like McDonald's
it doesn't have to be a McDonald's. It could be a good restaurant where I don't. For example, we have a place called Chicken Fire. Chicken Fire is down the street, some of the best chicken sandwiches on the planet. I don't want to wait there for 50 minutes in line with all the dregs of society to get my chicken sandwich. So they bring it to the office, and I am happier. I'm a happy person.
And then I'm going to stop you right there real quick because I am completely against all these delivery services because here's the thing. I'm not going to pay extra for that convenience. That's why I'm going to call ahead. Hey, listen, let me have the number 7 with this and this, and I'll be there in about 15 minutes. I walk in, I'm my own DoorDash, and I'm out the door, and I don't have to spend an extra $12 to service
$12 was McDonald's fries.
Tip. Because here's the thing. They ask you for the tip on top of what they're getting.
What is your time worth? Hold on. What is your time worth? Your time. You might say my time is worth $6 an hour, but I got to be straight with you. I'm a minimum wage person, and at a minimum, so my time is worth $15 an hour. So if I have to drive out, wait in line, come back, and that's an hour and a half, guess what? I'm paying the $12.
Well, my billable hours are at $115, so my time is valuable.
So obviously you don't take it that way because your ass is in the car going to McDonald's.
I'm going to McDonald's.
Calls and I'm still answering emails while I'm driving. Like I make time.
Yeah, that's what you should be doing. Admit to the crime, Patricia. You work for an attorney. You know better.
I'm going to McDonald's. I am not paying $16 for a
I'm not talking McDonald's. I'm talking some higher end places.
Well, that's why you go sit down at the higher end places. There's no need for it.
Jeff, you get Ocean Prime DoorDash to your house.
No, I'm not doing Ruth Chris, but I'm doing Chicken Fire. I'm going to do the places that are a little farther out that I got to spend like an hour in line for.
This man's ordering a baked potato and a tomahawk on a Tuesday. He's like, just DoorDash it to my office.
DoorDash it to me.
No, I can't.
I want it rare so it can keep cooking while it's on the way here.
Exactly.
Yeah. They put it on the stone plate for me in the car.
When have you ever ordered online, whether it's a DoorDash or an Uber Eats, and it's still crispy when it gets there? There has never, ever been a food arriving crispy through DoorDash or
You are eating your McDonald's at home, though.
No, I'm eating McDonald's in the car.
Oh, so you never bring fast food home?
Yes, it's gone by the time I get home.
By the time I get home, I got a little bit left.
The sandwich is still there.
Yeah, but it ain't DoorDash Uber Eats code. Like DoorDash Uber Eats code. I just can't do it, man. I refuse. I have done DoorDash once. And the only reason I did it, it's funny, the comedian I was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and it was 17 degrees. And I'm like, look, man, I walked out. I was about to go get it. I said, I'm just going to DoorDash it. I DoorDashed it, and I was like, I should have went and got it. It was cold. the drink, like half my drink was gone. I was like, bro, I almost called her the B word. This lady drink my drink, bro. First of all, how I got half a drink? It's in the can.
Oh, you know how you got half a drink?
How it's in the can? How you
drank
got
your
half a drink?
She drank your drink. The ice didn't take up half the cup, but it might have. But here's the thing. Believe it or not, I don't like my pizza delivered. I like eating my pizza at the place because the pizza is always better coming right out of the oven. Whether it be Full Moon, whether it be Anthony's.
Yeah, but you're talking like I'm talking about
talking
like
Domino's.
Domino's pizza.
I'm talking good pizza.
Yeah,
you don't want good pizza delivered.
I grew up in the hood. Wasn't good pizza. All we had was Godfather's and Pizza Hut. Like,
you didn't have anybody delivering in the hood. No pizza guy's going to come up to your door. They're afraid to get mugged.
Nah, we did. We had a place called Uno's Pizza, and they used to deliver in the hood. Pizza was the worst, bro. I would rather eat Pizza Hut, and Pizza Hut the trashiest of all of them. There's nothing.
I have a coworker that Uber Eats every day, and like in the back of my mind, I'm like, how the hell do you afford Uber Eats every freaking day? But I saw it. And she's always at the door. She always wants to meet the person so she can just get her food and go back to work. And the car that pulled up was extremely sketchy. And she gets the food, and she's walking in. I'm like, hey, listen, I just saw your Uber dude pull up. Did you get Uber Eats or DoorDash? And she's like, I always get Uber Eats. So I look at him like, so this is the dude who cannot get past the Uber driving requirement. So you know what? I'm going to be an Uber delivery food guy.
Yeah.
You think there's a difference between the two?
Oh, 100%. Because that he was driving a hoopty.
Yeah, I never got picked up in an Uber hoopty,
what do you
bro.
mean, like Geo Metro? What are you talking about, a hoopty?
I'm talking about it was missing the bumper.
Oh, well, that's just because people are bad drivers in Florida. I do people drivers. That's how they lose their. I've seen Mercedes with no bumpers.
Jeff, you lose it. It's 2-1.
I ain't losing because I got Uber Eats coming in 10 minutes. I ain't losing nothing.
What you order?
No, I'm kidding. I already ate.
I'm about to put my pizza in the oven just to
Oh, do you do the DiGiorno stuff like that, or is that like something you stole from like downtown last night?
Oh no, I do the party pizza and I put it in the air fryer and I'm good to go in 10 minutes.
Is that from Costco or something?
No, the Tostino's party pizza.
Oh, okay. All right.
Say what you will. Say what you will. You put that in an air fryer. You are on cloud city.
For me, you ain't getting paid enough. God bless.
Jeff, let's rewind this. This dude just told us that his thing was $115 an hour, right?
Yeah.
But you eating Tostino's pizza.
Have you seen my Snapchat? Have you seen my posts? I live a certain lifestyle, sir.
I can tell you got 85 roommates. I can legit tell you live a certain lifestyle.
Sir, I am Mexican, just so you know. There's a lot of people in this house.
You know it's a lot of people in the house. The picture ain't even hanging up on the wall. You wouldn't even hang the damn picture up. What is going on? Okay. Well, what about, have you guys ever used the grocery app? The Instacart?
No.
I got Publix 50 feet from my door. Come on, that'd be lazy.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I think you got to go shop for your own food because you got to walk through the aisles. You don't want somebody picking your stuff out because sometimes it doesn't look good. And if you order something, you go, wait, those bananas look terrible. I mean, your Uber guy isn't walking around picking your fruit like he should.
Yeah, you gotta feel your avocado. You gotta make sure you have a great avocado.
We're not talking about avocados.
There you go. Y'all missed the break. We on time.
Avocados are off the list.
Right. That's Rocky. The reason I asked that is because going on with the Uber Eats story, it's a lady who has a TikTok that went viral that if a man is doing her Instacart, she cancels it because she feels like men don't know how to grocery shop.
Kill me.
Yeah, she canceled, and it was funny because everybody in the comments agreed. They were like, "Yeah, if it's a dude, I'm like, I'm good." And so I had to ask my wife about it. I thought about it. I said, "Yo, every time during the pandemic, when we would have a guy picking up our Instacart, it was everything. Either he didn't hit us up and say, "Hey, we don't have this. I'm gonna get this." He just wouldn't get it. If it's a lady, she's always like, "Hey, we don't have this, but here's a substitute. If it's not this, here's that." So yeah, I laughed about it, man, because I agree with it. If it's a guy picking up my groceries, I'm probably gonna cancel. Jeff, would you cancel or would you not care?
No, I wouldn't cancel. But then again, I'm easy. I mean, I had a buddy of mine. I ain't gonna mention his name. He asked me to go to the sex shop with him, And I was, because he
Of course
didn't.
he did.
His lady asked him for something special, and he goes, "Jeff, maybe you could. You're pretty knowledgeable." I go in there. I'm standing here with him, and I'm picking out these sex toys with him, and the woman is helping us out, and I'm going, "Well, this one seems better. It seems more durable. I mean, this is waterproof? Is it latex? Da da da." And I realized it wasn't until I got out the door that I realized that woman must have thought we were a couple.
Hey,
I walked out of there going, I looked at her and, dude, do you realize that she thinks we're together? And it just, what people's skills are. I mean, yeah, I could pick up a sex toy. I mean, I guess I understand that.
From one legal person to another, Jeff, have you ever run into a client at a sex shop?
No, I don't go to sex shops a lot because it's expensive. They jack you by like, they shouldn't jack. They rip you off by 4 or 5 times the price. You can order your sex toys off Amazon and save some lot of money.
I mean,
Amazon got sex toys?
Oh yeah.
Uber Eats goes into
Amazon has it all,
over.
man.
Yeah.
You can order anything off Amazon. You buy that, you go, oh, let me get this thing. It moves, everything else, and then you order from Amazon for like $20.
Okay, we're gonna move on because we are a family
Why
show.
not educate people? Oh, we're a family show at 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Yes, kids up listening to this, man. Rocky, what you doing? You canceling Instacart if it's a dude, or you like, man, anybody can pick my groceries?
No, there is no way on God's green earth that I'm going to be entrusting someone else to pick out my oranges. Like, no, I as a Mexican, I pick out the right fruit, the ripeness, and no. Unless Juan Carlos is picking up my groceries, I am 100% on board with the guy picking up my food.
So what you're saying is, I need to change my name to Juan Carlos if I get you groceries.
100%. I totally agree. I totally follow what you say.
But first of all, you gonna
Instacart shoppers matter, good sir. All Instacart shoppers matter.
You easy to shop for, bro. You just eat Tostinos. Like, what I'm going to the freezer section to get you a Tostinos pizza and what's the pizza rolls. Like that's what you
yes.
eat.
Pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls. That's what they're called, man. Geno's, man.
This dude, bro.
There are only so many things that should go in that fryer. Like, for example, you put an egg roll in those things. I love that. Because the egg rolls will make sure you can't microwave egg rolls. So you got to put those in the fryer. There are a couple things that you got to know that's fryer worthy.
Some
People put
amazing
anything
TikTok
in there
recipes, though. It's amazing TikTok recipes for the air fryer. I have made chicken. I've made asparagus in there. I saw one for pizza. I haven't had a chance to make the pizza yet because I just bought my air fryer. I had one already. And then I was up early working, and I got caught on an infomercial. It was Shaq's air fryer. I said, let me watch this. And it was on sale.
Shaq got an air fryer?
Yeah, Shaq has an air fryer, and it was on sale.
Right,
it was on sale on the shopping network for $8 payments for 6 months. I said, give it to me.
That fryer looks like a refrigerator.
It's huge, bro. It's huge. It's like the same height as R2D2, bro. Legit.
He's putting 20-pound turkeys in that thing.
You can, whole chickens. All that, bro. I was like, I'm getting this air fryer, and I got it, and I still do use my small one more than I use the big one.
That is a big air fryer. I just
it's a big air fryer. It is,
yeah, for $149.
I got it for $49.
It
was on sale.
That's a very nice air fryer.
Because he's a big dude, man. He can't stand next to anything that isn't like jumbo sized.
I could put in like 2 Tostino's party pizzas in that air fryer.
Hey, man, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, something happened last week, and I don't think I'm the type of guy that I would in my life for anything on this planet besides my kids. So when we come back, I want to talk to you guys about when you go to the extreme for something that you really care about. So we'll be right back. Real Laughs, Real Radio 104.1. We are back, Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. And remember, guys, we're your nightcap of comedy. Hey, man, if you missed the show, please go to iHeart, search Real Laughs, and you can download all of our podcasts. If you want to see these faces, go to YouTube, search Real Laughs, and you can see all the shows. And if you hear what we're talking about, you can see Patricio's whole family and animals just running amok throughout his house. James is out tonight. His son just graduated from the University of Florida. Hurley, he is out teaching a comedy class, and Miguel Colon Jr. is doing a job that we are not allowed to tell you about. So I'm joined with my buddy Rocky, aka Patricio and the best lawyer this side of the Mississippi, Jeff Kaufman. How y'all guys doing tonight, man?
Both sides of the Mississippi, man.
Both sides of the Mississippi.
Both sides. Don't be limiting me to like Georgia down, man. Come on.
I tell people, yo, you able to practice law in 79 states.
Yeah, basically. I was in New York and somebody had a problem. I go, I got that.
got
you know,
that. I got
I got that.
So I was, as I was researching stuff to talk about, I came across this story, and I don't think that I have. I don't, Jeff. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I don't have strong feelings about something that much that I feel like I would die for it.
You mean it's really white? It's a white issue, right?
Yeah. Okay. So here's
It's
the
white.
thing.
It's white. Go to the white guy. Come on.
Okay.
Just ask the white guy. In
Okay.
fact, that'll be the segment from now. Ask a white guy.
That's the white guy. So white guy. Here's the question, and here's
It's
the
a counting question, I'm sure. But go ahead.
So
Pay your taxes. Yeah, I'll clear
on
that. For you.
April the 22nd, Friday, April 22nd, a guy named Wayne Allen Bruce, Mr. Bruce, died after setting himself on fire in front of the U.S. Supreme Court on Earth Day. He was doing this to protest climate change, and they're saying it wasn't a suicide. They're saying he was a Buddhist, and this was an act of love and peace, and he was really serious about climate change. I read this story, and it's not even the color thing. It's
Hold on a second. He just increased his carbon footprint. Just saying.
I was thinking the exact same
Just
thing.
saying, I'm not saying he didn't do anything for the ozone by three clouds farting was better than what he just did. Okay,
Those fumes are doing horrors to the ozone.
Horror.
Yes.
Burning flesh.
And they got to use chemicals to clean his stuff up. I mean, I know.
He died in vain.
Yeah. So here's the thing. But okay, besides your kids,
I'll discuss the history of that. That's not new. What happens is that when people feel so strongly something, it could be religious freedoms, it could be anything, it could be anywhere around the country. People tend to be setting them. It's an old thing to do to set yourself on fire because it's a very attention grabbing thing. But it's also final, which means that you can't do anything more to help that cause. Which is a stupid thing because guess what? I didn't hear about it. He could have done a million things, spent hundreds of hours trying to improve the situation, except trying to grab that 10 seconds of, hey, look at me, I'm on fire. And guess what? You can't come back. I mean, maybe he thinks he's coming back, but I got to tell you, when you do stuff like that, most religions say you ain't coming back.
Yeah. My thing about it is, and take kids out of this. Take kids out of this. Rocky, is there something that you feel so strong about that you would take your own life for it? Take your kids away out. Take kids out of it. Take a wife out of it. Is it a cause that you're so strong about that you're like, man, I got to leave this earth. I'm a miss Doc Strange for this.
No. I got 250 people coming on Thursday. We ain't missing anything.
What's yours, Rocky?
As an individual who, one, does not have kids that he knows of, and two, that is not married or was engaged, anything like that, whatever. I don't feel I have the mental construct to say that I would die for something. I mean, you take away religion and for a man for country and all that stuff. No, I'm sorry. I enjoy my 3-for-1 happy hour. I enjoy my my bottomless mimosas. I like to live, so. This
isn't like, hey, I'm going to the war to fight for my country, or I'm going to stand in front of a bullet for somebody. This is somebody going, I'm going to take my own life right now to make a stance because I think that my life will get enough press that it'll affect it more than anything else. And that's a different situation. Like I was in the army.
I was in the army as well, and I was going to bring that up.
If you give your life to your country and somebody shoots you and you go down, that's life. You don't run into the bullet on purpose. I mean, sometimes you'll jump into a situation and protect somebody, but you don't normally go, well, shoot me right here and put a bullseye on your forehead. I mean, if you die doing something that you believe in, like a cause, like I was supposed to go to the Ukraine, and I was like, well, this could be a bad thing. If things go off the rails, that's a thought. That's a cause, but I didn't intend to die. This is what this dude did. He intended to die, and forget the people around him who were just so disgusted and shocked by them, who had carried their own emotional trauma now because they watched another human being on fire, which, I've seen people die. That doesn't leave you. So he basically tortured these other people, and they're not thinking about the environment. They're thinking about this moron who they can't get out of their head because he set fire to himself in the middle of the Supreme Court. Idiot.
Yeah. There's nothing like you said about the
so
army
speak
thing.
To the white man.
Yeah,
so, okay.
Like you said about the army thing. Yeah, that was one thing where I was like, duty, honor, country. I serve, protect this country's all enemies, foreign and domestic. But it wasn't. I wasn't set myself on fire. Like what I mean. No. Like I wasn't like, hey man, climate change crazy. Somebody let me get that butane. Hey man, hey, can you imagine Patricio? I walk up to you, hey man, you got a lighter? Yeah,
I
here you
do.
go, swash.
And like, am I gonna get the lighter back? You know, as a
No,
smoker,
no, the
going
lighter
to-
done exploded with this dude.
No, that lighter's going into
like,
evidence.
and that's a double whammy right there. You've scarred me for life, and I'm short one lighter.
And you committed a crime. That's theft. You took my lighter.
Did you go to heaven after that though?
No.
No.
You don't go to heaven after suicide.
Oh, it wasn't suicide according to the Buddhists. That
it
is
is suicide.
That is
It
an
is
act of
suicide.
love.
How is that
You
not
end your
No,
life.
according
suicide?
to his religion, that is an act of love and peace to set yourself on fire. He wasn't.
Where is that written? Where is that
Hey,
written down?
I'm just reading what I read in the thing. The Shambhala Buddhist says
There's no
that
way you
that
pronounce
this is
that
an
right.
act of
Shambhala?
love. Yeah, Shambhala.
That sounds like a character from Martin.
It's no SHAMBHALA Shambhala, yo.
Shambhala. Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, that's
Thank
proper.
you, thank you,
Ding dong.
Tostino.
Yeah, there's no way that's the name.
Well, here's the thing. You have three different views on life. I'm sure we have Christian, we have Jewish, we have agnostic, and I'm going to say on all three corners of us right here, that's suicide. Don't you agree?
Hey,
I'm watching Ghost, and that dude wound up hunting the subways. Remember the dude who killed himself?
Hey, so
he's
you
hunting
say
the
he's just
subways.
he's Supreme Court right now, just walking around.
Can you imagine
on
being
fire
sick
like
of the Supreme Court, just watching a bunch of white people complain?
Hey,
Man.
what's the dude? The comic book guy's on fire riding the motorcycle.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
He just ghost riding around the
Johnny
whole.
Blaze.
Yeah, he's just Johnny Blaze in the whole U.S. Supreme Court the rest of his life. Just
Yeah, but he's just
Wilbur
walking. He
Blaze.
didn't even get a motorcycle. He just kind of walked
Yeah,
around with
it's
this
Johnny
but with flames.
Johnny Storm, right? Johnny Storm.
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny
Blaze.
Blaze. Johnny
Johnny
Blaze
Storm
and
is
the
Fantastic
Bill of Rights
Four.
from Schoolhouse Rock just sitting right there on Capitol Hill.
on Capitol Hill. I'm just a bill. Sitting
I'm
on
just a
Capitol
bill.
Hill.
I'm just a flaming bill.
Oh man, it's been fun kicking with y'all tonight. Jeff, how's the podcast going, brother?
Loving it, man. Under Oath, we got great guests. We've been having a lot of fun with it. I've been doing it with Ryan Holmes. It's on every Saturday. It's on iHeart finally podcasted it, so that was cool. Our numbers seem to be going up. Somebody bumped into me. They were in 7-Eleven at 10:30 at night, and the woman kept taking her iPods, her earpods off, and she goes, "I'm actually listening to your podcast right now."
Oh,
She goes,
that's
"This is
an
a
honor right
really
there.
surreal moment." And I was looking down, and she had Budweiser and cigarettes. I was like, "Going, that's my demographic."
That's your demographic. Ain't that
Demographic.
cool, man? My
White
neighbors,
people.
my
that's
neighbors like that. I told you I was cutting my grass one day. He says, "Hey, man, what you do for a living?" I was like, "I work for a cell phone company." "What else?" "I'm a comedian." I said, "What else?" I said, "I'm a radio." I knew that was your voice. I knew that was your voice. So that was dope, man. Hey, Patricio, you still got your podcast, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. With the Side of Chaos, we're still doing good. And the Chaos Network itself, I'm expanding a couple of new shows and doing some pitches that are going to be going out to some big companies over the next few months. So yeah, I'm having a great time, as you can see through my social media. Networking and living life to the fullest.
That's cool, man. And how long you been doing your podcast now?
So with the Side of Chaos is entering its fourth year right now.
Nice.
Me and Salty Aaron have a show where we basically put a magnifying glass on Orlando to show the world that we're more than just theme parks. We talk to the the diverse, and the talent that gets overlooked because of a mouse.
Salty Aaron.
I love that's all, from the pitch right there. You just Salty Aaron.
Yeah. And I was like, why you call yourself that? He said, because nobody can say my last name.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, since I have the mic on the radio, it is.
Well, they can, but they normally start off with the defendant.
That was mean, Jeff.
God bless America, Jeff. Jeez.
Just a white person's opinion.
It's
Anyone else's,
Sadakis. Sadakis.
Yeah. Like I
Like
said,
Jason Sudeikis. Yeah,
yeah.
I know. Like
yeah,
that.
he said he was having a hard time with open mics with people saying his last name, so he used a nickname.
Yeah.
And I was like, they ain't used nicknames since the 90s.
Well, no, that's why I go that's why I go by Rocky, because everyone butchers.
You ain't a
Patricio.
comedian. We talking about comedian.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ken.
Are you doing comedy? I didn't know you was even. Are you trying to do comedy?
I've been trying to do comedy for the past 3 years. That's why I said, like, I understand for bombing for the past 3 years, where probably in the fourth or fifth I started getting it right.
Why you want to do comedy,
I go on stage to tune my storytelling talents. And going up on there, finding new ways to deliver the punchlines and the jokes. Yeah, I'll bomb here and there. I'll have a couple of good laughs, but it's not going to hurt me because I still have an audience in the podcast world.
Ugh. Yeah, I keep telling these comedians go to school. Yo, we need more doctors, yo.
What do you
We
think
need
they
more
are in school? Who are
comedians.
you kidding?
Ugh.
They ain't paying those bills anymore. Government pays that
Goodness
stuff now.
gracious, go to
They ain't paying
school,
no
man. Every time a
debts or
new
anything
comic
else.
walk in, I'd be like, see, this is why I was in the ER for 5 hours. You could be a doctor, but now you want to be in here telling jokes.
But no, I still have a serious career. I'm heavily involved in the legal realm as a paralegal, and I do other stuff as well.
Yeah, I know. I kicked it with you one time, man, for your
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah, man.
And just the comedy realm is just me having a good time.
Okay, if you say so.
How are you not having a good time in your regular life? I mean,
have
there's
a
always
good time.
every picture he has. There, it's just like one woman. It's always the two. It's like a requirement on every selfie. There has to be two women in every photo.
That is true. That is true, Rock. That is true. You do. I think it was a picture you last week picking up 2 girls.
Yeah. I actually had to ID them before we even did that photo.
Yeah. I would have. Yeah, I would.
Don't trust those IDs, man. Come on.
No. I saw it and had the 3 requirements. So I'm like, okay, you could ride the Rocky right now.
Just me. Just me, Roger Rocky. Come on, Jeff. That was Jeff. Jeff.
Hey, listen, I know too much about it, man. You know,
Jeff, you being a real DoorDasher right now.
You ride the Rocky is like those roller coasters in Ohio that might not work sometimes.
Oh my god!
You know, the thing might go off and a person might fall off the thing. You know, you gotta be careful.
I forgot, Jeff, that you and I have had some good conversations behind closed doors. So yeah,
I know Rocky too well. He's going off that. You know those water things where the guys are hitting those edges and just go right over the top. That's kind of what's going on sometimes with them.
Hey, we got to get up out of here, man. Hey, this weekend I will be in Daytona at Daytona Live. Now, understand this. I know I was supposed to be there a couple weeks ago. I had promoted the hell out of it, and then I had switched up and took another gig that paid more money. And when I tell you my inbox was flooded with people like, why are you not here? Who is this guy? I promise you. This Saturday I will be at Daytona Live. Jeff, where you at this weekend, brother?
Actually, Thursday night I'm taking about 250 brave souls to Doctor Strange. If you get to me, it's at contest@kaufmanlynn.com. And Saturday we have the Under Oath podcast, which you could look for on iHeartRadio under Oath with Jeff Kaufman.
All right, Rocky, how many women you picking up this weekend?
This weekend has been it's been a very tricky 3 women this weekend, but we're going to get off that. You can catch me this Wednesday hosting Star Wars Trivia on May the 4th at Graffiti Junction, right there in Thornton Park. And if you're not able to get tickets through Jeff for his private screening, his office has hooked us up with some tickets to give away at the trivia that night. We're also giving away $100 in gift certificates for Graffiti Junction, drinks, and 2 deluxe battle-ready lightsabers.
And what time does that start?
That starts off at 8 o'clock, Thornton Park, Graffiti Junction.
I can watch
also, too, if you aren't able to go there, don't forget our friend Ryan Niemiller will be at the Abbey. What's the date again? The May 4th, 8 p.m. Go to the Abbey website. Ryan Niemiller will be there. Hey, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I am your host, Ken Miller. We will be back tomorrow. It'll be the 3 of us again. Mike is out. James is out. Miguel is out. So it's the 3 of us. We can make it if we try.
Yeah, Miguel found me in the corner of a Home Depot.
And put him on the show. Guys, thank you so much for listening, yo. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Holla.